Here are today's headlines. 13 justices of the Supreme Court urged Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno to go on indefinite leave. The alleged recruiter of slain OFW Joanna de Mafelis surrenders to authorities. The Securities and Exchange Commission reviews the donation to Rappler by its foreign investor. And La Trinidad proclaims its love for everything strawberry as it gears up for the 37th Strawberry Festival. Good day, I'm William Theo.
And I'm Pia Roses Morato. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom.
Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno has gone on a wellness leave as she prepares for her impeachment hearing.
This is contrary to the decision of the 13 Supreme Court justices that Sereno should go on indefinite leave. Here's our report.
13 Supreme Court magistrates agree Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno should take an indefinite leave of absence. The magistrates issued a statement to clear the confusion created by Sereno's spokespersons, saying she is only taking a wellness leave. The SC clarifies Sereno did not request for the rescheduling for her wellness leave, contrary to what her spokespersons earlier said. Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio will be the acting Chief Justice while Sereno is on leave. Sereno welcomes the elevation of the impeachment complaint to the Senate, saying that it would be her chance to prove that all the allegations against her are baseless and unfounded. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
Malacanang clarified President Rodrigo Duterte's on co-ownership statement referring to the joint exploration with China in the West Philippine Sea. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said that Duterte wants a joint exploration and exploitation can be undertaken by both Filipino and Chinese nationals. He reiterated that the areas that may be subjected to joint development are the exclusive economic zone where the country asserts its sovereign rights. Roque also explained that any joint exploration with Chinese companies does not mean the Philippines recognizes China's sovereign rights over the West Philippine Sea. He said a joint exploration is a practical solution to utilize natural resources without having to deal with conflicting claims to territories. He added that joint explorations will be allowed provided that they comply with the Constitution. Roque meanwhile clarified that President Duterte's statement that incursions in the Philippine Rise would trigger war was not directed at China. He said China has already recognized that the Philippines has sovereign rights over the said area.
Malacanang will leave the issue on the validity of the Chief Justice Sereno's appointment to the office of the Solicitor General. This follows after House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez requested a review on the appointment of Sereno amidst allegations that the Chief Justice is unfit for the post based on her psychiatric test results. He said if Sereno's appointment was invalid, then the impeachment would be moot and academic since there is nobody to impeach in the first place. Sereno was appointed as Chief Justice in August 2012 by then President Noynoy Aquino. The House of Representatives Justice Committee is set to vote next week if there is probable cause in the impeachment complaint lodged against Sereno.
While President Duterte decides on the issue of labor contractualization, the Department of Trade and Industry insists that only a legitimate form of endo is allowed by law. Here is our report.
The Department of Trade and Industry is pushing its position on contractualization as the government drafts the final version of an executive order on endo. Secretary Ramon Lopez reiterated DTI's position that legitimate contractualization is allowed by the Labor Code. The trade chief said that it is the 555 practice that should be abolished because it is a way employers avoid regularizing employees and the benefits they are entitled to. Lopez also echoed the precedent that there should be a healthy balance between an employer's flexibility and an employee's security of tenure. In DTI's position, the security of tenure will be given by the service providers or manpower suppliers through a direct employer-employee relationship. Lopez said that they should continue with the formula to allow legitimate contractualization, while permanent status and benefits can be given either directly by employers or by the contractors. The DTI and Department of Labor and Employment are meeting for the final draft of the EO to be endorsed to the President. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Pamela Marie Zeminiano.
Cebu City is strictly implementing the no segregation, no collection of garbage policy. The Cebu City Public Information Office says the policy is meant to speed up garbage collection in the city. The strict implementation is also in keeping with the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2010 and the city's solid waste segregation at source. The Cebu City Environment and Natural Resources Office also began its intensive information and education campaign on solid waste management in the different barangays on Thursday. Biodegradable waste will be collected every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, while non-biodegradables will be collected on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. City officials strongly reminded citizens that unsegregated garbage would not be collected and those disposing mixed waste will be penalized.
Still to come, the alleged recruiter of slain OFW Joanna de Mafelis surrenders to authorities. The Securities and Exchange Commission reviews the donation to Rappler by its foreign investor. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Hi! Hello! Rilang po ang iyong kasanyahan. Happy anniversary! Happy 45th anniversary, Philippine News Agency! More power and more good news!
Then having that form of parliamentary public government, do you think it may be effective to address political dynasty?
As for the fears of changing, yes, there's always greater comfort in trying that which, or using that with which one is familiar, but without the boldness to try something new, we will never be able to get rid of the problems we are now dealing with.
We all want meaningful change. But this change cannot be hitched on chance. I therefore cast an unhesitating vote for a presidential system of government.
Friendly nila po, binabati ko po ang PNA, Philippine News Agency, sa kanila pong ika-45 anibersaryo. Mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Hello to everyone at the Philippine News Agency. Happy 45th anniversary. My name is Ed Rocha from TBA Films.
The alleged recruiter of slain OFW Joanna de Mafelis is now under the custody of the PNP but is not being treated as a suspect for now. Here's a report.
The alleged recruiter of Joanna de Mafelis, the OFW who went missing for 2 years and was found in a freezer in Kuwait, has surrendered to police to clear her name. Agnes Tubales denies being de Mafelis' recruiter and claims she merely referred the victim to the agency. For now, the Philippine National Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group treats Tubales as a material witness in the investigation against Our Lady of Mount Carmel Recruitment Agency. The two principal suspects in the Mafelis' slay have already been arrested by Interpol and are now facing charges in Kuwait. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
DFA Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano is inviting Iceland Foreign Minister Gudlaugur Thor Thordarson to visit the Philippines to personally see the real human rights situation in the country. This was after Thordarson urged the Philippines to allow UN Special Rapporteur Agnes Calamard to assess the human rights situation in the country. Cayetano said it would be best if Thordarson could come and see the situation for himself. He also shared how the government's campaign against illegal drugs has been politicized by critics of the Duterte administration. Cayetano stressed that while Manila shares Iceland's recommendations for an independent and impartial assessment, they cannot accept Calamard because of her biased and antagonistic stance towards the Philippine government.
The Securities and Exchange Commission is reviewing the $1.5 million donation by Omidyar Network to Rappler. Omidyar said this removes the element of foreign control in mass media, which is the basis of the SEC ruling that canceled Rappler's certificate of incorporation. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, however, said Omidyar's donation only proves that it violated the Constitution and is now circumventing the law. The SEC said its decision is currently pending appeal before the Court of Appeals and that any action must be coursed appropriately through the Honorable Court. Rappler, who has been criticized for alleged irresponsible journalism, maintains that the government's actions against them is a curtailment of press freedom.
Construction workers of the Army's 514th Engineering Battalion were ambushed by suspected members of the New People's Army in Unisan, Quezon Province. The rebels used improvised explosive devices that wounded 5 soldiers and 3 civilians, including a mother and her 2 children. Major General Roderick M. Paraino, commander of 2nd Infantry Division, said the NPA's use of IEDs is a violation of international humanitarian law. He condemned the NPA for committing terrorist acts on defenseless people just to proclaim their strength. The attack came just a day after another NPA group ransacked a ranch and abducted 6 civilians early Monday evening in San Francisco, Quezon.
Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio joined street sweepers and garbage collectors as a token of her gratitude for the city's humble servants. Here's a report.
Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio broke bread with the street sweepers and garbage collectors who keep the city streets clean all day. The city mayor joined the cleaners in a boodle fight at the People's Park and posed for selfies with the workers. It was Inday Sara's way of giving back to the street cleaners and other personnel of the City Environment and Natural Resources Office for keeping the city in top shape during the successful hosting of the Davao Regional Athletic Association Sports Fest in February. Aside from Senro, Mayor Sara will also treat the Davao City Police, Task Force Davao, and other groups for their help during the Dabraa. Mayor Sara said these city personnel will again be essential during Davao City's founding anniversary, Ironman, and the Kadayawan sa Davao. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Teresa Montemayor.
Up next, the MRT-3 reports no untoward unloading incidents for the past 7 days following the arrival of its spare parts. La Trinidad proclaims its love for everything strawberry as it gears up for the 37th Strawberry Festival. These and more when the PNA Newsroom returns.
Hi, good afternoon, Pia. Happy 45th anniversary to the Philippine News Agency. May you continue to deliver the news to the public. Good luck on your 50th, 60th, 70th, and even 100th year. Bye. Congratulations again.
We are now number 1 in Asia and number 19 overall in budget transparency. Furthermore, I'm also very proud to share that in the 2017 Freedom of Information Annual Awards, the Department of Budget and Management was awarded as the sole FOI champion department for its outstanding commitment in ensuring openness in public service.
Congratulations to the Philippine News Agency as you celebrate your 45th founding anniversary. May you continue to be a potent and credible force for truth and justice as you disseminate the news to our people and the whole world.
Happy 45th anniversary, Philippine News Agency!
More improvements in the operation of the MRT-3 are expected with the arrival of spare parts for the overhaul of the MRT trains. Here is our report.
The Department of Transportation said improvements on MRT operations are expected once the general overhaul of the trains are concluded after the Holy Week break. The DOTR expects the number of trains to increase to 15 by April after its 3-day shutdown during the Holy Week, when the railway management can fully work on the maintenance of the rail system. The DOTR also signed an agreement with Canadian firm Bombardier for the procurement of spare parts for the signaling system of the MRT-3. In a related development, no unloading incidents were recorded for the past week. This is a significant achievement for the railway system since a maintenance transition team took over operations last November. MRT management attributes this to the arrival of spare parts, followed by improvements on day-to-day operations and maintenance services. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Graft charges have been filed against former Southern Leyte Governor Rosette Lerias and 5 members of the Provincial Government Bids and Award Committee. The 5 committee members were also charged with falsification of public documents. Ombudsman probers discovered that in June 2006, the provincial government of Southern Leyte authorized the acquisition of 5 million pesos worth of fertilizers for the rehabilitation of its rice program. The PGBAC supposedly entered into a memorandum of agreement with the Philippine Phosphate Fertilizer Corporation. The Office of the Provincial Accountant, however, certified that there is no record of such an existing MOA. Probers also uncovered that the direct contracting of fertilizers was not justified. The anti-graft body also dismissed Leria's plea to junk the case due to alleged inordinate delay. It said the investigation or fact-finding does not cause delay or inconvenience to the would-be respondent, as it different from the filing of a formal complaint.
Cagayan de Oro will host the Mindanao semi-finals of the ongoing nationwide PSC Pacquiao Amateur Boxing Cup on March 3. The Grassroots Development Program is sponsored by the Philippine Sports Commission under Chairman William Butch Ramirez in coordination with the Office of Senator Manny Pacquiao. CDO has 4 boxers competing in the junior boys division, 2 in the youth boys event, and 2 more in the junior girls division. General Santos City has 6 boxers, followed by Digo City with 5, which includes Senator Pacquiao's cousin Jester Dapidran. Sultan Kudarat and Polomolok both have 3, while Davao City only has 2. The winners will advance to the Mindanao Finals on April 7 in Davao City.
Strawberries are a favorite among locals and tourists in the Cordilleras.
La Trinidad is celebrating all things strawberry this March, while Baguio City devises more ways to cash in on its marketability. Here is our report.
Preparations are all set for the 37th Strawberry Festival on March 9 in La Trinidad, Benguet. This year's festival theme, La Trinidad Strawberries Forever, signifies La Trinidad's efforts to sustain strawberry industry, which was started by the Americans in 1900s, because the climate and soil were ideal for growing strawberries. PCO Assistant Secretary Ana Marie Banaag, native Cordilleran herself, would be the guest of honor and speaker during the main program on March 16. A cultural program, job fair, arts and music concerts, sports events, and several community-led events will highlight the month-long festival. In a related development, Baguio City also hopes to make an industry out of strawberries, as the city government is planning to launch the city's first large-scale strawberry farm by summer. San Andreas and California strawberry varieties have been planted by residents of Barangay Santo Tomas, Belize Farmers Association, in the hopes of turning this into a tourist destination. Baguio government would like to avoid the repeat of La Presa, which was ruined by tourism after being popularized in a television series. In contrast, the Billy Strawberry Farm is intended to help farmers form a cooperative so they could raise funds needed to sustain their strawberry production. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Pamela Marie Zeminiano.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country.
We've just celebrated the 45th anniversary of the Philippine News Agency, and we are glad to be a part of the PNA's rich and growing history.
Rest assured that the PNA Newsroom will stay committed in bringing relevant and important news and bridging the gaps between the government and our viewers.
And with that, let's take another look at today's headlines.
13 justices of the Supreme Court urged Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno to go on indefinite leave. The alleged recruiter of slain OFW Joanna Dema Felis surrenders to authorities. The Securities and Exchange Commission reviews the donation to Rappler by its foreign investor. And La Trinidad proclaims its love for everything strawberry as it gears up for the 37th Strawberry Festival.
Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter.
For more stories about the government and all that it is doing for the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. And that's your daily dose of the hottest news
and the latest information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm William Theo.
And I'm Pia Roses Morato. Good day.